So what is blended learning? According to the Blended Learning Toolkit, it is where a portion of the traditional face-to-face instruction in classes is replaced by web-based online learning. Some may ask, why is blended learning important? The short answer is that our students are different. Personally, I have noticed a shift in the type of student that I've had in my classroom. More and more, they are becoming distanced from the analog and embrace the technological. In studies such as one conducted by Amanda Lenhart, she states that fully 91% of teens go online from mobile devices at least occasionally, and that a typical teen sends and receives 30 texts per day. This means that our students are spending a lot of time online. It also means that they have access to more information today, just in the palm of their hand, than any group previously. Because students are different learners than those in the past, it makes sense that education begins to adapt in order to reach those students. One of the ways that teachers can make the shift is through blended learning. Blended learning can take several different forms. Robler's book, Integrating Educational Technology into Teaching, outlines 3 main models of blended learning. In this video, I will be explaining the traditional classroom and flipped classroom methods. First, a traditional classroom with online learning uses blended learning tools such as web quests, virtual tours, rotation stations, and whole group rotation. The really great thing about this type is that it allows for on-the-spot differentiation. Students can work at their own pace while receiving one-on-one support for their instructor during the learning activities. For example, a virtual tour allows students to experience a setting and not just regurgitate facts about location and population. The instructor can be free to check in with students and ask them questions about what it would be like to stand on the London Eye or how Arizona's sunsets are different than what they may see at home. Another favorite of mine in this model is the rotation station. The purpose is to have students progress through a series of structured learning experiences where they have a combination of tasks using technology and some that do not. I really enjoy using stations in my co-taught sections because myself and my co-teacher can place ourselves at particular stations that require scaffolding or where students need immediate feedback. I will say that one thing I learned through this exercise is that I have to be willing to let go and trust students to complete assignments without me standing in front of the classroom lecturing. The flipped classroom model is probably the most recognized of all the methods. The term flipped classroom was coined by Jonathan Bergmann and Aaron Sams. It stresses the learning of content outside of school, usually while students are at home, and then hands-on practice in the classroom. This model literally flips the traditional structure where a teacher lectured about necessary material during the day, and then the practice was at home. What Bergmann and Sams found was that this model allows for a more student-centered approach to learning, that teachers can meet students where they are at in their understanding of the content. While many consider a flipped classroom to be about students watching just videos, that's not the case. As long as students are learning the content outside of the classroom, it is considered flipped. I think Catlin Tucker summed up the role of blended learning perfectly when she said, "I'm not trying to be the fountain of knowledge anymore. I want to be the architect of learning experiences." By taking a step back, we are allowing students to take responsibility for their learning, and also giving ourselves an opportunity to meet each one of our students where he or she is in order to help them grow. Content relevant. This video is for educators who'd like to incorporate blended learning into their classroom, and my lights just went off. Blended learning rock!